Soup's on.
Soup's on. Soup's on.
Okay, daily CREport. Let's do this. Korean firm enters U.S. with $266 million apartment acquisition from Related. Korean investment group Eugene Asset Management dropped $266 million buying The Lyric, a 285-unit rental building on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, marketing the firm's first American real estate acquisition. Related companies built the 20-story property at 255 West 94th Street in 2001, and the sale closed last week, Pincusco reports. As of Wednesday morning, the sale of the full block building wasn't reflected in city property records. Related is keeping a small stake in the property and will continue managing it, according to Pincusco. Real estate players have been voicing concerns that New York is becoming less attractive to buyers, with investors looking to areas like the Sun Belt and areas considered tax-friendly and regulation light like Florida and Georgia. But proponents of the city have pointed out that the rents in the multifamily sector show no sign of slowing down. Last month, Manhattan's median rent was $3,700, a 19% increase from March 2021, according to appraisal firm Miller Samuel. And marijuana, right? Didn't they just legalize it? You know, that might get people there. Anywho. And while foreign investment was muted through the worst of the pandemic, overseas buyers have been returning. Last year, foreign investors bought $70.8 billion worth of U.S. real estate assets, according to Real Capital Analytics, more than double the volume of the year before. It marked the highest total since overseas pensions. Sovereign wealth funds and other institutions dropped $94.6 billion in American real estate back in 2018. Eugene Asset Management is a division of Seoul-based Eugene Investment and Securities. Korean and German investors have been noted among New York City capital market experts as the two most active sources of international buyers. The sale price of the Lyric works out to about $933,333.33, repeating, of course, per unit, according to Pincusco.
Soup's on.
Sonesta re-enters New York City hotel market, acquiring 4 Denehan properties. Sonesta International Hotels Corporation has returned to the New York market, acquiring a majority stake in 4 boutique and lifestyle hotels in Manhattan for an undisclosed sum. Totaling 918 keys and located in Midtown and on the Upper East Side, the hotels were previously owned by Denehan Hospitality Group, which will continue to own a minority interest. Formerly known as the Benjamin, the Shelburne Hotels and Suites, the Garden Suites Hotel, and the 50 Hotels and Suites, the properties are being rebranded as the Benjamin Royal Sonesta New York, the Shelburne Sonesta New York, the Garden Sonesta ES Suites New York, and the 50 Sonesta Select New York. A quote: "For Sonesta, this investment marks a significant milestone in our growth as we re-enter the New York City market, which is one of the largest and most dynamic markets in the world," said John Murray, Sonesta's president and CEO.
Soup's on.
City Winery to set up shop in Grand Central's Vanderbilt Hall West. And New York City's hottest new wine bar is Grand Central Terminal. At the very least, there will be a section to hang out and have a glass of Pinot Grigio while you wait for your train, as City Winery is set to become the Metropolitan Transportation Authority's newest tenant in the transit hub. City Winery signed a 3-year, $4.5 million licensing agreement with the MTA for a 15,888 square foot section of the Vanderbilt Hall West section of the station, where they will serve alcoholic beverages and food, according to documents from the agency's finance committee. Yeah, that's what New York needs, more winos, right, at the terminal, right? Just hang out there, peeing on the tracks and pushing over Asian women into the front of the subways. That's a great idea, guys. Anyway, back to the news. Formerly home to the Great Northern Food Hall, the deal is the result of a September 2020 request for proposals seeking a vendor for the space. But the RFP was terminated in November 2020 due to lack of interest, and CBRE began helping the agency find short-term tenants, according to the documents. City Winery submitted a letter of intent in August 2021 and was chosen because of its existing consumer base in locations across the city, such as Pier 57, Rockefeller Center, and Greenwich Village. It plans to operate this location as a gastropub with a farm-to-table menu and a grab-and-go retail operation, according to the MTA. City Winery and the MTA did not respond to requests for comments, but Michael Dorf, the CEO of City Winery, told Gothamist that he was not at liberty to speak about the transaction until the lease is finalized. But David Florio, MTA's Chief Real Estate Transactions and Operations Officer, said during a Monday meeting that there would be live music ensembles limited to 4 performers with cabaret seating around a small pedestal, according to Crane's New York Business, which first reported the deal. The music was described by the MTA documents as ambient background music, to go along with the subway's ambient background smell. City Winery will pay the MTA $500,000 for the first year, along with 8% of gross sales, similar to the deal with Cipriani for its restaurant in Grand Central.
Soup's on.
Michael Manning Robertson relocates to Fisher Brothers 605 3rd Avenue. Law firm Michael Manning Robertson LLP has signed a 10-year, 19,871 square foot lease at Fisher Brothers 605 3rd Avenue. Currently located at 800 3rd Avenue, Michael Manning Robertson will take over the new space in October 2022. A quote, "We are pleased to welcome Michael Manning Robertson as our newest tenants at 605 3rd Avenue," said Ken Fisher, partner at Fisher Brothers. "We look forward to sharing everything 605 3rd Avenue has to offer with M&R as we continue to prioritize health, wellness, and exceptional tenant services across our entire commercial portfolio." Mark Packman, head of leasing, Charles P. Laginestra, director of leasing, Clark Briffel, senior director of leasing, and Josh Fisher, assistant director of leasing at Fisher Brothers, led negotiations on behalf of ownership, along with Cushman Wakefield's Bruce Mosler, Lou De Avenzo, Andrew Ross, Michael Baraldi, and Maria Travlos. Michael Manning Robertson was represented by Newmark's Scott Brown.
Soup's on.
Mount Sinai to open 17,000 square foot cardiology office in Nomad. Mount Sinai Health Systems plans for a new cardiology office in Nomad are anything but half-hearted. Haha, I see what you did there. The hospital network will open a 17,464 square foot medical center at 373 Park Avenue South in early fall, Commercial Observer has learned. Mount Sinai's 10-year deal puts the new outpost on the top 2 floors of the 12-story building between East 26th and East 27th Streets, according to a representative for the landlord, Atco Properties and Management. Asking rent was $59 per square foot. A quote, "We're thrilled to be able to accommodate Mount Sinai's need for its new cardiology center and provide the neighborhood with another important health and wellness amenity," Atco's Kate Goodman, who represented the landlord in-house, said in a statement. The medical system, which operates 8 hospitals in New York City, closed on the deal in April, according to a representative from Atco. It will sit above sports betting software developer SimpleBet, which snagged the entire 9th floor of the 110,000 square foot building last July. The property is also home to kitchenware company Lifetime Brands, public relations business Lunch Squad, and ground floor Mexican restaurant Dos Caminos. Mount Sinai's new cardiology office will open in a space previously occupied by Hanky Panky, an underwear, thong, and bralette company that relocated its corporate office to 45 West 25th Street last year, according to its website and Yelp. Hemley Spears Leonard Zimmerman represent Mount Sinai. Zimmerman and Mount Sinai did not immediately respond to requests for comment.
Soup's on.
Second Starbucks and Amazon combo store to open in New York Times building in May. 6 months after Starbucks and Amazon opened the first cashier-less Starbucks pickup with Amazon Go on East 59th Street, the partners will open a second one in May, Commercial Observer has learned. Starbucks and Amazon will unveil their new 3,100 square foot store slated for May 20 in the old Dean and DeLucia space at the base of the 52-story New York Times building at 620 8th Avenue, between West 40th and West 41st Streets, a source with knowledge of the deal said. It will operate similarly to the one that opened last November at 111 East 59th Street, between Lexington and Park Avenues. The new stores use Amazon's checkout system that ditches cashiers and instead uses scales, cameras, and sensors to overcharge customers. Ha ha ha. Okay. The new store concept integrates the digital and physical retail experience, bringing together the connection and comfort of a Starbucks cafe and convenience of Amazon Go's just walk out shopping experience, the company's tout. Amazon and Starbucks plans to open a third location together, but have not announced the location. Starbucks signed a 10-year lease for the ground floor of Brookfield Properties' New York Times office tower at the beginning of the year, when the asking rent was $225 a square foot. Subsequently, Amazon signed a sublease with the coffee giant for about half the space. A quote! "It's a really nice space," the source said. "It's right at the subway. It'll do well." SCG Retail's David Firestein represented Starbucks in the transaction. He declined to comment. Jason Maurer of Brookfield, who represented the landlord in the deal, didn't immediately respond to a request for comment, nor did a representative of Amazon. A spokesperson for Starbucks would only confirm that the new location will open this year.
Soup's on.
3 nonprofits take over Flatiron District building. A trio of nonprofits tied to the Simons Foundation fully leased the office space of a former parking garage at 23 West 20th Street, Commercial Observer has learned. Felicity House, Foundation for a Just Society, and the AC&JC Foundation signed 3 separate deals totaling 50,195 square feet at the 7-story building between Avenue of the Americas and Fifth Avenue, according to Newmark, which brokered the deal for a landlord Skyway Development Group and the Cash Group. All 3 nonprofits are currently nearby at a townhouse at 25 East 22nd Street and plan to move into their new digs in the first quarter of 2023, Newmark said. In the largest deal, Felicity House, a free community space for women with autism, signed a 15-year deal for 24,375 square feet on the 5th through 7th floors of the property, Newmark said. Foundation for a Just Society, which advocates for the rights of women and LGBTQIA plus tilde colon whatever people, inked a 15-year deal for the 21,517 square feet on part of the 2nd floor and the entire 3rd floor and 4th floors of 23 West 20th, according to Newmark. Finally, AC&JC, the private philanthropic group of Simon's Foundation founder James Simmons' daughter Audrey Capel and her husband Jacob Capel, took the remaining 4,303 square feet on the 2nd floor in a 15-year lease. A spokesperson for Newmark declined to provide the asking rent. The Flatiron District property was recently converted from a parking garage and still has a 5,322 square foot retail space left to rent, according to the building's website. Newmark targeted the property toward a single occupier, using one model floor to entice tenants to sign on. A quote! "The full floor pre-build enabled the character of the building and its exclusive features to blend with the modern installation that resulted in an offering that was distinct among its peer class." Newmark's Eric Kagner, who represented the landlords with David Falk, Alex Leopold, and Jordan Comras, said in a statement. Jordan is spelled Jordyn. Nice. That guy's slick. Another quote: "It was great to work through the nuances of 3 independent leases simultaneously and come away with new spaces for these meaningful and important foundations to call home." Carrie Lyon and Mark Mandel of Cushman & Wakefield represented all 3 tenants in the deal. A spokesperson for Cushman & Wakefield declined to comment.
Soup's on.
Wellington Management plans first New York City office at 799 Broadway. Wellington Management is opening its first New York office in a new boutique office building in Greenwich Village, continuing a trend of finance and tech firms looking for space outside of Midtown. The firm, which has $1 trillion in assets under management, leased 71,000 square feet at Columbia Property Trust, 799 Broadway, according to Bloomberg. Wellington will anchor the building with 250 employees who have been working remotely or commuting to the firm's Boston headquarters. 2 other tenants have already inked office deals at 799 Broadway, which was developed last year with an eye towards pandemic concerns like ventilation and outdoor space. Online mortgage lender NewRez took 25,000 square feet in the building last year, followed by Bain Capital Ventures with 8,756 square feet. Asking rents in the building are in the $140 per square foot, $140 per square foot, Commercial Observer previously reported. That was them. They had a typo in their article. I know how to read, theoretically. It wasn't clear who represented Wellington in the lease. JLL's Mitchell Consker, Benjamin Bass, Sam Seiler and Stephen Rotter have been handling leasing for the landlord Columbia. A JLL spokesperson didn't immediately respond to a request for comment on the deal.
Soup's on.
$104.93 million financed for Long Island multi-housing community. JLL Capital Markets announced today that it has closed the $104.93 million financing of The Well, a 260-unit, newly constructed mid-rise multi-housing community located in Lindenhurst, New York, along the south shore of Long Island. JLL represented the borrower, Fairfield Properties, to secure the 15.5-year fixed-rate loan through Freddie Mac Multifamily. The loan will be serviced by JLL Real Estate Capital, LLC, a Freddie Mac Optico lender. Built in 2021, The Well features studio 1, 2, and 3-bedroom units with wood cabinets, stone countertops, spacious closets, designer bathrooms, vinyl wood floorings, open floor plans, in-unit washers and dryers, stainless steel appliances, tiled showers, and an average unit size 916 square feet. Community amenities include a pool and patio deck, state-of-the-art fitness center, pool table, game room, open kitchen, rooftop lounge deck, fire pits, barbecue stations, dog wash station, bike storage, landscape courtyard, open air and garage parking, and co-working space. Residents benefit from the property's proximity to iconic coastal locations such as Jones Beach, Fire Island, the Hamptons, and within walking distance to the newly revitalized downtown featuring restaurants, shops, and breweries along Wellwood Avenue, Lindenhurst primary thoroughfare. The Well is conveniently located at Lindenhurst Station along the Long Island Railroad, providing convenient access to New York City, and is strategically located near I-495, 27A, and the Southern State Parkway, offering connectivity to all major Long Island highways and the greater tri-state area. The JLL Capital Markets debt advisory team representing the buyer was led by Senior Director Thomas E. Didio, Jr., Associate Jared Quinn, and Analyst Salvatore Bazzario. A quote, JLL is pleased to work alongside Fairfield Properties in securing pre-stabilized permanent financing to acquire this beautifully designed transit-oriented community, Didio Jr. said. Freddie Mac recognized the quality of the property and strength of the borrower's management capabilities to provide accretive acquisition financing. JLL delivers multi-housing investors a full range of solutions through one diverse integrated platform. The division employs approximately 400 professionals who provide comprehensive investment sales and disposition services with access to thousands of domestic and foreign investors. JLL is also one of the nation's largest affordable and conventional multi-housing and senior housing lenders with comprehensive loan underwriting, asset management, and loan servicing capabilities. Agency, GSE lending, and loan services were performed by JLL Real Estate Capital LLC, a wholly owned indirect subsidiary of Jones Lang LaSalle Incorporated. Loans made or arranged in California are pursuant to a California financing law license. JLL Capital Markets is a full-service global provider of capital solutions for real estate investors and occupiers. The firm's in-depth local market and global investor knowledge delivers the best-in-class solution for clients. Whether investment and sales advisory, debt advisory, equity advisory, or recapitalization. The firm has more than 3,000 capital markets specialists worldwide with offices in nearly 50 countries.
Soup's on.
And finally today, CREport Group secures $70 million loan to purchase 260 South Street on Manhattan's Lower East Side. The CREport Group is now owner of 260 South Street, a forthcoming high-rise complex on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, following a $70 million acquisition loan from Madison Realty Capital. The waterfront development will eventually include 64-story and 74-story towers in the Two Bridges section of the neighborhood. A new preliminary rendering of the development is a departure from earlier renderings, which were credited to Handel Architects. When complete, the property will comprise 1,300 rental units, an unspecified collection of amenities, 16,000 square feet of retail space, and a parking component designated to accommodate 130 vehicles. The residential collection will offer a mix of studio 1, 2, and 3-bedroom units. A portion of the apartments will be designated as affordable housing units. A quote! 260 South Street will provide much-needed housing in Two Bridges, a highly desirable area of Manhattan where there are significant barriers to entry, said managing principal and co-founder of Madison Realty Capital, Josh Sagan. The East River waterfront is poised for growth, and we are excited to play a role in the development of new housing in the submarket. Galaxy Capital Solutions arranged the transaction. Two Bridge Associate LP, a partnership between L&M Development Partners and CIM Group, was listed as property owner on applications filed with New York City's Department of Buildings in 2016. Those applications also named Handel Architects as the architect of record. The project team has not announced when construction will break down or when the development is expected to debut.
And that's the way the news goes.